We still don't know who the father of Karen's baby is. Y'all know for the past few seasons they've been saying it's been Zach, or Karen has been saying it's been Zach, but we haven't had official confirmation. Because at first, the mid-season finale, they said that the baby was Zach's because she's supposed to be sent the DNA test results to Andy's email and Fatima checked, and it confirmed that he's the father. But now that they saying that, the whole scene with Karen shooting Fatima and all that was a daydream. It was dream. She was dreaming or whatever. So was she dreaming about the DNA test results as well or what? But okay, hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Life with Chess. This for Tyler Perry Sistas season 6A, the recap. Because y'all know next week, if you didn't know, next week, Tyler Perry's Sistas returns, y'all. It returns, and the Oval returns that Tuesday, next Tuesday. So we finna go through it, get y'all a little recap. We still don't know who the father of Karen's baby is. Aaron and Karen kind of did a switcheroo. Y'all remember back in season 1, I think it was season 1 when they first had met, and Aaron was putting Karen in check, telling her she ain't gonna be talking to him like that, or treating him like that, or anything. Now we see Aaron over here being her fool, instead of chasing her around, instead of begging her, instead of trying to get her. Another thing that I didn't write down, we still don't know who John is. We don't know who the father of Karen's baby is. We don't know who John is. We don't know who John is. He never said what if he used that name as a disguise or what. Andy and Gary still got their situation going on. Danny and Preston still got their situation on. Jonah don't sit up here and try to attack Danny, or did attack Danny again. Preston ended up saving her. Sabrina and Calvin still got their situation going. Look, at this point, and the Andy and Gary storyline, and the Karen and Aaron storyline, and the Danny and Preston storyline, because it's dragging, and the Sabrina and Calvin. They still in trouble. Sabrina and Maurice still in trouble. And they more so try. I was about to ask y'all, why they trying to pin it on Sabrina, but then I thought about that prosecutor that was after Andy because she got him in a divorce or whatever, made him pay his wife or whatever. So I was just about to ask y'all, then I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. That's why they going after Sabrina, because he know that they friends. He know that they friends or whatever. But it should be some type of, I ain't gonna say law, but some type of something that could get him in trouble for that, right? Can't they take that to court and have them find somebody else to prosecute them or whatever? I don't know if that's how it works though. But yeah, he's trying to get her so bad. I was gonna ask y'all that, then I thought about it. But yeah, they more so because Maurice went and turned himself in. I'm skipping ahead. But he don't went and turn himself in. They still trying to get him to say Sabrina did it. Even though they confirmed that they had the surveillance that showed that Q had did it. Yeah, I know, they be making me mad. I keep talking about that. Because why would you trust the word of the person you see on the tape doing the crime? Of course he gonna say this person did it or they put him up to it. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? I think y'all hear that what's it called? Smoke detector beeping in the background. We know that Logan is over here. He done got I think they say he got a promotion. He's trying to get another promotion. Q walking around. I was gonna say Q walking around free, but then I thought about the whole situation with him and Maurice got to tussling over that weapon, and he ended up in a wheelchair. But he still was back up walking by then. I think he was still in the wheelchair because when Sabrina went to talk to him, he was sitting in that wheelchair still. But we gotta wait and see how all that plays out for Team and Zach. She took out the ring because Zach is over here tripping over Karen and everything, but she ended up putting it back on. Hayden done went his tail up here and got married to Tamara. I said she gonna come back pregnant. She gonna either come back pregnant or says she pregnant because she done disappeared. They supposed to be looking for her. They got an episode synopsis up that says that she's still gonna be missing or something like that. She gonna be missing. She don't something about Gary doesn't trust her and he thinks she has secret motives and everything. I said she do. She do. Okay, we finna run through these synopsis right fast, y'all. Okay, it says, Danny wallows in self-pity into an encounter with Preston threatens to send her off the deep end. Karen asks Pam to close up the hair salon, but things don't go according to plan. So basically on that episode, that's when Danny had got mad because they all came to her house telling her about herself. So she ended up telling them about Y'all remember that scene when she ended up telling them about themselves and they came to follow her. And that's when Preston Tell gonna sit up here and bring Mandy, whatever that lady name was, talking about some we're getting married and all that stuff. And then somebody he gonna leave her at the hotel to come see Danny. Then somebody I told her. I mean, if he again, I said this before, if he told her all this and that he's in love with Danny and all this and she still chose to sit there, I mean, what happens is kinda on her, right? Ain't it kinda on her? But yeah, remember look, he told this lady he was gonna leave her at the hotel to come see another woman. I said, you tripping. Also, Karen, who was asking Pam to close up the hair salon, but things don't go according to plan. She noticed that the light was on the what was the curling iron, and she went there. Man, that whole look. Well, after that episode, the next few episodes, they was looking for Karen, and they didn't. I hate that they did that, but at the same time, the way she walked up was so smooth. But I feel like they shouldn't have did that because how she gonna pass out? First of all, again, I keep saying it. If y'all been listening to my reviews, y'all know what I'm about to say. When she passed out, her arm was so close to that fire, so she ain't got no type of burns, no type of smoke. What they call it, smoke insulation. Insulation. I don't know what it's called. Where you inhale the smoke and stuff like that. If you passed out, talking about this man right here, this random dude done saved her. Oh, what she said, he worked nearby or something like that. But they made this big fuss. Oh, she's in the salon. She's in the salon. And they also had said, that's why I said sometimes they rewrite stuff. Sometimes these synopses be telling a story. All of that. Because they were saying that the lady that was calling Aaron John, she was the one supposed to be set on fire, not them. Because then they would say it started at the back. The fire started at the back of the salon. But they found the homeless man in the inside. So he broke in or what? Like, I'm confused about how all that went about. The next episode, they were saying that Preston shows up for Danny when she needs him the most, but it doesn't seem to extinguish her anger towards him. Fatima says to Tamara straight about compensation for the role she's been tapped to play. On that episode, basically, that's when Jonah done broke his crazy tail in and tries to finish what he started in regards to Danny, and they got to tussle and Preston ended up coming back. Cause at first he had left. He had heard a man's voice. I think he heard her in there. I said in there with somebody. But he came back and he ended up helping her. But she still didn't care. She still did not care. But I think on that episode she ended up telling him he could stay or spend the night or something like that. Then Tamara was saying how she was looking for money. She wanted to get everything from Hayden. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, either that was the episode where when she found out they was engaged, that was the episode where Fatima was like, she out, she done and everything. But yeah, that's when Tamara called. I think she called Fatima a B word and everything. And she said she gonna take everything Hayden got. I said, yeah, she gonna pop up pregnant. She either gonna pop up pregnant or she gonna play victim and be like, oh, she made me. I wasn't trying to do it, but she made me. And then she could say, because she's supposed to know. She's supposed to know or either work for a madam. So she could use that as an excuse or whatever. Hayden makes Tamara an offer she can't refuse, but it could change her mission. Shocking news evokes a reaction from Zach that Fatima isn't ready for. On that episode, basically, I think that's when Hayden was like, he taking her out the state or out of town on vacation or something like that. That's where they got married at, right? And then the shocking news was when they found Pam over there crying. And that's when she said that Karen is dead and everything. And that's when Zach was like, I'm going to the salon. And he left Fatima there. He left her there. As the girl tried to learn more about Karen's whereabouts, the reality of losing a friend begins to sink in. Zach and Fatima face a struggle about his devotion, because at that point, that's when Pam was in the car talking about how Zach left her at the salon and ran over there and everything. And then Fatima was like, I seen it. Basically, they was on the way there. And he done left. He over there. Y'all go back and look at that clip. It's on Facebook. I just seen it. And on that clip, they show Zach when he got to the salon and he was looking. I think he had ran into Aaron and Gary, and he had jumped. He had hopped over the little. What's it called? The little. It's not a step. The edge of the curve. I don't know. Go look at it, y'all. Y'all seeing he hop. I said, look at him hopping and stuff. I said, look, he did too much. I don't care. Like, I see the fan base still divided about that, because some people saying he didn't do. How do you expect him to react? They was together 3 years and all that. I expect you to be sad. I expect you to, if you didn't show emotion, I would feel like you telling a story. You telling a story and you got something to hide. But I would expect it. But he did too much. In the same breath, he did way too much. They had to pull him off her. They had to pull him off. I don't know why people can't understand or see that. That's also where they always standing up there crying and stuff. And who was that? Was it Aaron telling Zach about himself to myself? Now you care and all this stuff, and everybody was crying. They was so dramatic. They wasn't like they acting was off, in my opinion. They was hollering. Did y'all? I don't know. It was somebody that hollered out. I don't know who that was, but yeah, all they crying and stuff. And they said Zach and Fatima faced a struggle about his devotion. She was comforting Andy and everything. Zach over there crying. Everybody else said. But yeah, I think in that scene, she was comforting Andy, and everybody was questioning why she wasn't consoling Zach. I said, look, I don't know. I mean, they is friends, so I guess, but still. Karen's whereabouts are discovered. Fatima is disturbed by Zach's concern. Andy and Gary share a moment of complete honesty about where where their current relationship status is. There was the scene where I think Pam was saying something about Karen, and that's when she walked up. She walked up, and that's the transition I said. Although I don't agree with the way they did that, because why would you have her pass out in the fire? Have everybody think she in the fire or in the salon, then have her just walk up to my. She went to the hospital. She found out who the father of her child is and all that other stuff, and not show it. Not sure. They let you know that they wasn't actually, they was preparing their whole storyline for another scene. Because why would you, if we sitting up here waiting on the confirmation that Zach or Aaron is the father, why wouldn't you show it? Why would you leave us on the edge of our seat wondering if this girl made it out the fire? I mean, I guess they confirmed she made it out the fire, but still had her pass out in front of the fire and not even go back to the doggone fire, or even do a flashback to show how she got out, or the dude coming in to save her, or something like that. No. And it says that Fatima is disturbed by Zach's concern. That's when, after she walked up, he was the first person to run over there, and Fatima saw it. He ran over there, he hugged her. He's like, he was hugging her for a long time. Then he was like, well, first she said she hated that it had to take all that for them to show they care and all that, and they was telling her, we care about you and all that. And Zach was like, we all love you, we all. By that time Fatima was gone. Pam said she got in a Uber or a Lyft or something, and she was out of there. But yeah, then he stopped hugging her. It was like they all love her and everything. Then hugged her again. I think Andy was the one that had to pull him off of her. I think she was the one that had to pull him off of her and everything. And people don't think that he did too much. I still say, like, you could show concern, you could be crying, all that. They had to pull you off of her. You left your fiance in the doggone law firm. Like, that was too much, regardless. Fatima and Zach's relationship is pushed to the limit as Karen's feelings for him start to increase, and Gary tries to help Hayden out of an unexpected arrangement. Sabrina and Maurice meet with a lawyer. I think that's everything they got for that episode. And that's where the girls all went back to, was it Andy's place? And that's when she was like, she found out who the father of the child is, but she didn't want to tell anybody until she told the father. She met up with both Zach and Aaron and still didn't tell nobody if they was the father or not. That's another scene where they was like, they did all that talk and still didn't show it. Remember, she was like, she don't want to tell the girls because she always tell them stuff. She want to tell the father of her child first. Then they showed her with both of them. And matter of fact, they showed her with both of them. I think they was standing outside the salon and they was doing their back and forth stuff they do. Aaron and Zach was. And then she didn't tell them. She could have easily told them. They was already going back and forth anyways. Then she met up with Zach at the, what was it, cafe? A cafe or something like that. Still didn't tell him. I think Aaron came over. Did he come over to her house to check on her or something like that? Didn't tell him either, or either they was on the phone. And they was on the phone multiple times. Still didn't tell him. They dragging this storyline at this point. In regards to Gary and Hayden, I think that's when Hayden told that he had went married to Mary, and that's when Gary was trying to help him out of it and telling him to have what's it called? An annulment or something like that. Sabrina and Maurice met up with a lawyer, and the lawyer said 15 years? Look, I keep asking. Look, I think they said they was going to get them each 15 years or whatever for the crime they didn't even commit, and they ain't even listening to them. That's kind of bad when you sit up here telling them you didn't do it. I mean, of course, anybody who got caught slipping or committed a crime going to be like, I didn't do it, so they get out of trouble. But if you see the evidence of Q committing the crime and having a weapon on these folks, why would you take his word? Of course, don't you think that he would make up something to get out of that trouble? Then you could. Logan recently said how was it Logan? I think it was Logan, or it was either their lawyer that said that Q has a long rep sheet or something like that. And I said, so you would take the word of him? Like, why would you take the word of this man? After catching Zach off guard, Fatima questions the status of their relationship. Sabrina devises a strategy to remove Q once and for all. So that's when she walked up. That's after she had a talk with Angela, and Angela was telling her they was together for a long time. Of course, he was going to react that way, and she was coming home. That's when he's like, I don't hate you, Karen. I love you, and all that stuff. And then Karen was trying to get him to say he loved her again and everything, just to tease or taunt Fatima or whatever. And Sabrina, the plan, I think that's when she went to the airport to talk to him, and Q was crying and everything, talking about everything he been through and everything, and they'll get out of trouble, but he wouldn't be able to get out of trouble. But you the one did it. Don't nobody care about your sob story, and you the one who did it. And I think Sabrina told him that she forgave him and everything. And I said, dude, tripping. I was hoping that he wouldn't turn himself in or something, but they said his actions catch up to him. So we finna get ready to see what that means. As Hayden and Tamara's relationship grows stronger, Gary still isn't sure about her true intentions. Maurice continues his pursuit to get Q to confess the truth. Was that when he was hanging on? He was hanging on to that car when they was driving away, or was that when he went to confront him? Look, he done confronted him a lot of times, and I think that was the time when he was in the hospital and he went to talk to him, and he told him he was gonna have him taken out in the street, that he know people and stuff like that. That he was gonna have him taken out. I think that's when that happened. Karen gives Andy an ultimatum after a run-in with Fatima. Maurice makes a rash decision in an effort to help Sabrina, but it could backfire, landing them both in more trouble. That's when Fatima walked in, cause Karen told Zach she was gonna leave the door open for him, and she walked in. They had that whole confrontation and they were back and forth. Yeah, that was that scene when Zach ended up coming. No, yeah, the scene when Zach ended up coming, Aaron ended up coming. And they was talking about leaving. Then Aaron gonna say, yeah, Zach, man, I think you should just leave. It was like, nobody is talking to you. And then Fatima stepped to him and everything. And when Karen pushed that blank envelope into Zach's chest, I open it. I was like, dog, to find out that it was blank, it kind of makes you wonder why they didn't let Zach and them open it to see that it was blank or whatever. I think she actually thought it was in there. Because remember, she got on the phone with the doctor, I think the next episode, and said she thinks she left her copy. So look, that brings the question, like, had she looked at the copy, does the copy actually say that Zach is the father or what? But how did it go from her saying she had a copy and she left her copy? You know, she had the envelope and everything. She left her copy at the hospital. But then saying she emailed proof to Andy. So I don't know. But the rash decision in regards to Maurice, that's when he gonna go turn his tail in. Why would you turn yourself in for something you didn't do? I know he felt guilty because Calvin them told him it was his fault, which is true. It's partially his fault. I ain't gonna say it's fully his fault because he ain't the one who did the crime. But he was the one. It's partially Calvin's fault too. Because Calvin over here gonna let this man stay just because he cooking food. You crazy. He done stole all your money. You gonna let him stay because he cooked you some food? You tripping. he tripping. He was tripping. It's his fault too. They should have told him it was your fault too. Maurice is willing to risk everything to save a friend, as Danny may have made a terrible mistake with Preston, as Zach is willing to put his relationship at risk in an effort to assist Karen. That's when it was a continuation of Maurice going to turn himself in. Danny and Preston, that was about when she done had this man smoke that stuff and he was tripping. When he was smoking this stuff and he was tripping. And Zach, that's when Zach was talking about he finna get ready to write a check for Karen. I said, this man, I think it's just his child. I know you can't officially just continue to blame stuff on his childhood trauma, because at some point you gotta learn. And that's when he was trying to, but Fatima was cool about it. And I said that. I said, I wouldn't mind it. But you know that's gonna add what they call it, add fuel to the fire or whatever. Like that's gonna make Karen want you more. But she actually didn't want to accept the check though. She actually tore up the check because she was in her feelings after the whole confrontation and everything. As tensions between Karen and Fatima continues to rise, their dispute goes beyond the point of no return. Despite Calvin's advice, Maurice decides to meet with the police. That's when I think Karen had called Zach about the check. Fatima answered the phone. Karen threatened Fatima and everything. Then by the end of the episode, they show this girl coming up to the law firm. She sees what looks like Fatima, and she shoots her or whatever. She shoots her, but y'all know, they say it's a daydream. That's the name of the episode synopsis for next week's episode and everything. And then it said, despite Calvin's advice, Maurice decides to meet with the police. And that's when, like I said, he turned himself in, and they was basically like, okay, I hear you, but we can cut you a deal if you give us Sabrina. Maurice tells them that Sabrina had nothing to do with it. These fools still talk about some, just tell me who else was involved. Just one name. Basically, just tell them Sabrina did it. Because the prosecutor is after Sabrina to stick it to Andy. And I said, that still ain't going to stick it to Andy. I mean, it would because that's her friend. But at the same time, Andy ain't the one that did it. Sabrina ain't even the one who did it. Maurice ain't either. But that's it, y'all. That's the episodes. This season 6 recap so far, basically. And again, the new episode airs next week. I don't know what time. Is it going to be at 8? Either at 8 or 9, one of those times. But stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.